freedom, space.
Yeah.
Exactly like that?
Yeah.
You bought that crap?
What else could I do? She started crying. She was gonna walk. I told her I'd give her all the space and freedom that she wanted.
Do you even know what that means?
Yeah. Space.
No.
No.
No. You have much to learn, but Master Joe shall all in time.
As I recall, the master hasn't had a date in quite some time.
Well, we're not talking about me. We're talking about you. And you missed the key noun in what she said.
Space.
No.
I.
That's a pronoun.
Need.
And that's a verb.
As much as I enjoy diagramming sentences, why don't we skip ahead to the part where you tell me what you're talking about?
Freedom.
Well, thank you, William Wallace. While we're on the topic of grammar, why don't you turn that into a complete thought?
Ed, she said she wanted freedom.
No, she said she wanted space.
Well, she corrected herself.
Right.
Wrong. What she really meant was freedom.
Then why would she correct herself?
Well, she didn't want you to catch on. You know, freedom just kind of slipped out.
Slipped out? Has she got some evil plot?
Not consciously, no, but subconsciously.
You are the most neurotic individual I've ever met.
Ed, you're not listening.
Okay, what if you're right? About freedom, not the evil plot, I mean. Freedom from what? Me?
Not exactly.
What then, exactly?
Well, she asked you for the freedom to do whatever she wants without worrying about your thoughts and feelings while still keeping you there when she needs you. And you gave it to her.
I didn't give her anything. It's not like she had to ask permission for things. She already had that power.
True, but what Kim was asking for was the moral justification she needed, and you agreed to the situation. Now, as your personal attorney, I highly recommend you renegotiate the terms of the deal.
Joe, there was no deal. And you're a used car salesman.
So I know more about crappy deals than anyone. Besides, I'm not going to be a used car salesman forever. I'm going back to school in July.
Really?
Yeah, I was only a couple of credits short of my degree when I had to drop out, so I'm going to take a couple summer classes to get my degree.
Still want to be an actor?
I didn't move to LA to sell cars.
But how can you afford it?
Well, you don't think I've lived on a strict diet of tuna and ramen for the last 6 months because I like this stuff, do you? I've been saving.
You eat tuna and ramen noodles together?
We're getting off topic.
You eat tuna-flavored ramen?
It's not. You don't eat them together. Besides, you're just switching topics. You have to deal with your problems.
Yeah, I don't have any problems. When you eat tuna and ramen separately, which one's the entree? The alluring shredded seafood or the ricey delicious pasta?
You don't eat them both in one meal. And I don't think ramen counts as either a pasta or an entree. Just drop the whole tuna ramen idea. You, my friend, have problems.
Okay, maybe you're right. But what can I do about it? I already agreed to the situation. How could I even bring it up?
Well, just tell her you really didn't understand what happened the other night and you need clarification.
Then she'll think I wasn't listening.
Well, you weren't. But actually, she'll just think you're a man. See, women think all men are stupid. Sometimes it works for us. She'll explain it in pretty much the same words, but this time you ask questions. You might get in a fight, but keep your cool. You'll make it through. It's better than waiving your emotional rights in a relationship.
So, speaking of Kim, she should have been here half an hour ago.
See? This is exactly the kind of stuff you have to look forward to. She might not even show, and it's okay, because you said so.
You think? No, she's not like that. Look, I've been planning this night for about 2 months. This is her absolute favorite restaurant. It's where we first met. I want you to see this. I want you to be my best man.
You really gonna do it?
Yeah, take a look.
Whoa. Looks like you've been eating tuna ramen for a while, too.
That's good lobster.
Do you really think you're ready for that?
Well, I wasn't going to order until Kim got here, but if you're hungry, we can get an appetizer.
I mean, the proposal.
Yeah, I love her.
Have you told her?
No, that would ruin the surprise.
No, the love part.
She knows I love her.
You really kind of have to tell her. Otherwise, she won't know for sure. Maybe that's where all this need for space and freedom came from all of a sudden. Just trying to give you an out.
Think?
I don't really know. But tell her when you propose.
Good call. They are really late. Traffic must be horrible.
Who's she bringing with her?
What?
Who's Kim bringing with her?
No one. Why?
No, you said they're really late.
Did I?
Oh, yes, you did.
Oh.
Well,
Her name's Mary
oh my
O'Donnell.
God, you're setting me up. I'm not.
Kim is.
Sure, pass the buck. I can't believe you do this. You know how I feel about these things.
I'm sorry. Kim found out you were going to be here and set the whole thing up before I could do anything. Besides, I couldn't exactly tell her you were only going to be here because I was proposing.
All right. So tell me about this Mary. Does she know what's going on?
She doesn't know either. She's attractive. She's nice. She's almost as big a smartass as you. And, well, she's from Colorado. You guys have a lot in common.
You owe me big.
I know. Can you do me one other favor and just try to get along with her or pretend that you are? I want to propose to Kim out in the parking lot as we leave the restaurant. That's where we met. And if you guys hit it off, she'll be in a really good mood and we can sneak out a little early. Can you do that for me?
All right. But I'll remember this.
I thought you were breaking up with Ed. I thought so too, but he passed the space test. You gave him the space test? Yeah, and he agreed. We weren't actually having any problems with it, but he still agreed, and I didn't even have to cry. You gave him an unnecessary space test. Are you nuts? What are you worried about? It went fine. In fact, I think he might propose tonight. You sound excited. Well, I don't know, it's just... He used to call me from work to tell me he loved me and bring me presents for no reason, and now he doesn't do it anymore. I have to think he's just going through the motions. Have you talked to him about it? No, it's kind of a tough conversation. I thought I'd let him out first if he wanted it. Hence, the space test. Right. Well, at least he didn't take it. That's hope. He's not looking for a way out. True. And he even accepted the whole space thing. You did say space and not freedom, right? Well, of course I did. Kim? Well, freedom almost slipped out, but I caught it. Doesn't matter. All he heard was freedom. It becomes the focal point of the entire sentence. He still agreed to it, and he was even happy at the end of the night. And was that the last time you two talked? Yeah. You haven't talked since Thursday? I just thought that was his interpretation of space. Besides, I knew we were having dinner tonight because he asked me for it 2 weeks ago. But you've given him too much time to think about it. Think about what? Freedom. Okay, Joan of Arc. What about freedom? If you ask for space, it means nothing. That's a vague concept that just confuses men until they forget about it. If you ask for freedom, then it means something else entirely. Especially if they have time to think. What? They wonder, freedom from what? Me? Or freedom to do what? This is dangerous because you didn't specify which particular freedom you were after. He'll just assume freedom for everything. Which means you can do whatever you want without breaking up with him. This puts you in emotional control of the relationship. He may not want control, but he certainly doesn't want to be controlled either. I'll bet you $10 it comes up again tonight. And so what do? I don't want to rule him, but I do want to know that he loves me. Wait until he brings it up and talk it through with him. Tell him everything and see how he reacts. That's all you can really do. Well, you ready to go in? Wait a minute. I just thought of something. What's the matter? Why am I here? We're gonna have dinner? No, I mean, why am I here? I don't understand. You thought Ed was going to propose. Right. So why would you want me tagging along in what should be an intimate moment? You're my best friend. No, there's something else. You're planning something, aren't you? Of course not. Kim, you're setting me up. No, I'm not. That is. Oh, right. And it's famous for that. Who is he? His name's Joe. As in Joe Mama? He's a great guy. Smart, handsome, funny. Just the kind of guy you need. And you guys already have a lot in common. He's from Colorado, too. God, he sounds like an actor. Just when LA was starting to run out of actors. Well, actually, he's a used car salesman. A what? A used car salesman? Well, that's even worse. He's gonna try and cut me a deal on a sweet little 86 Beamer. It's not like that. Just give him a chance, please. If that's gonna have any difficulties tonight, I need you there to keep Joe occupied. Otherwise, it'll be really uncomfortable for everyone in the restaurant. We'll just emanate these waves of uncomfortableness, and the Richter scale just might pick it up. Just try to like him, or at least fake it, for me. Uncomfortableness. Is that a word? I was on a roll. You are in debt to me forever on the favor scale for this. I know this. As long as you know.
Kim.
Ed.
Hi, Kim. How are you?
Oh, Joe, this is...
Mary?
Joe?
It's me, Joe Sterling.
Joe!
Mary, I thought I'd never see you again.
Oh, Joe, don't ever leave me again!
They know each other?
I think they do now. Oh, Joe!
Mary?
Oh, God.
Where did O'Donnell come from? You're not married, are you?
Divorced. I waited as long as I could, Joe.
Oh, you don't know how many times I almost called you.
You don't know how many times I hoped it was you calling.
I'm so sorry. I was wrong to leave. I know that now.
We were only in college. How could we have known?
Well, let's never be apart again.
Right. I need to talk to you. We're laying it down kind of thick, aren't we? What? It's okay. I get the point. Point? You don't have to pretend to like him for my sake. Who's pretending? You didn't say it was Joe Sterling. And you actually know Joe? He was the first man I ever loved. And then... I can't go into details now. Let's go back inside.
Way to go, man.
What?
You're pretty good.
What are you talking about?
You're kind of hammy, but I think Kim bought it. Just tone it down a little bit before she catches on.
Ed, what the hell are you talking about?
That whole love at first sight thing. It's a little sugary.
Well, it was love at first sight.
Shut up.
Back in college.
You mean for real?
Look, I think they're coming. I'll tell you the whole thing some other time.
Wow.
Joe, we're being so rude by leaving Ed and Kim in the dark like this. Let's tell them the whole story.
All of it?
Well, most of it.
If you like, darling.
Well,
Oh, I was going to tell it?
I had assumed so.
Wouldn't you tell it? You tell it so much better than I do.
Let's both tell it. Somebody tell me something. We met in psych class our freshman year.
Professor Reynolds.
Professor Reynolds.
We had this group project.
With rats.
I hated those rats.
They were cute rats.
Oh, I'm sorry, honey. I know they meant a lot to you.
Well, anyway, Tabitha died.
She choked on a cracker.
And we had to bury her behind the psych building.
Tabitha was a rat.
Of course, Tabitha was a rat. Well, anyway, we had the funeral, and Joe was the only one who came.
Tabitha was the only rat I did like.
He was so sweet about it that a week later, I asked him out.
After she was through grieving, of course.
And the rest is history.
Ancient history.
Well,
Yeah.
Kind of romantic, huh?
You two came together over a dead rat. Joe, I just remembered something out in the car. Could you come give me a hand with that?
Sure. My love, be right back.
I'll be waiting.
All right, Ed, what's wrong?
Nothing, I just need some help with the car is all.
See, I might buy that, except we walked here, remember?
I can't do it, Joe.
Well, they have pills for that now.
I need the proposal.
Why not?
It's that word freedom. Just looming over my head like a guillotine.
You're feeling oppressed by freedom?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. For one thing, I obviously don't know what I'm talking about. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gone this long without a date. So my advice is really not to be taken seriously. And if it really bothers you, just talk to her about it later.
Then we'll just get into a fight.
Yeah, but if you're serious about marrying Kim, you'll find a way to work it out.
But I really wanted to propose to her tonight.
Just talk to her about it later.
I can't propose to her with all this stuff going on. And what if she says no? And if she does say yes, I don't know if I'll be able to bring it up tomorrow. I put too much of myself into this evening to try this again. It's now or never.
So, you want to talk to her about it, but not tonight. You want to propose to her, but only tonight and not before you've talked about it?
Yeah.
Flip a coin.
What?
Flip a coin. Consider that a sign from God. Here's a quarter. As you propose, Connecticut, you wait until you talk things out.
I'm not going to bet my entire future on one coin toss. That's stupid.
2 out of 3.
Deal. It's a good thing I get 2 out of 3. Can you see where it went? Oh my God, I've got to find that quarter.
I don't know.
My entire future could be sitting face up somewhere and I can't see it.
It's gone, man.
Help me find the quarter. This is not funny.
Actually, yes it is. You're just going to have to make your own decision.
I can't.
You have to.
Do you have another quarter I could toss?
I'm thinking that probably wouldn't work. Just do what you have to.
So, what do you think is really going on out there? What do you mean? I mean, they're not getting something from the car. Of course they are. Why wouldn't they be? Well, first of all, Ed asked for help. That's just a rule. Men don't ask for help with heavy things. It's a pride thing. And second, what could they be bringing into a restaurant that's large enough to require 2 men? Has Ed taken up ice sculpting? Is he bringing you a bust? Mary, what am I going to say? Well, say thank you for the bust, but hope it melts in here instead of in your car.
No, I mean when he proposes. How can I answer with all this stuff going on?
I don't know. Do you want to marry him?
Well, yeah.
Then say yes.
But what if he doesn't want to marry me?
Then he shouldn't ask.
But what if he's doing it because he thinks he's supposed to?
Men are dumb, but they're not that dumb.
Actually, what if Ed is?
Then say no. You wouldn't want to marry someone that's stupid anyway.
But he's not stupid.
Then trust him to ask for the right reasons. If something tips you off that he's not, then say maybe and talk to him about it later.
But what if he doesn't ask again?
Then you need to decide.
Got a quarter I could toss?
Only morons make major life decisions based on random chance. There's a newspaper on that bar over there. Why don't you grab it and check your horoscope?
And how's that any better?
A coin toss is incredibly random. Half the time it's heads and half the time it's tails. You would therefore be making a life decision that requires logic and heartfelt reasoning on mere probability. Horoscopes, however, have much more complex patterns. Plus human deciphering. much more accurate than a quarter. Just check it.
Okay.
Let's see. Today, you'll be faced with a decision of gigantic reach and proportions. Just remember that time is a river that has no banks. And that's it. Time is a river that has no banks. Time is a river that has no banks. Yeah. Time is a river that has no banks. What a zen thing to think about.
What a load of crap.
And what does it all mean? It means that time is a river.
Stop.
That has no. I mean, how does it apply to my current predicament? I think it means go for it. And where do you see that? Right here. Time is a river.
Please
that has
stop repeating it. I've made up my mind.
So,
I hope we're not interrupting.
Yes.
yes,
Maybe.
Sorry,
no.
What?
Never mind. I understand. Has anyone ordered yet? I'm famished.
Not yet. And that's a wonderful word. Famished.
Thank you, love.
Kim, could I talk to you outside for a moment?
Of course. Will you excuse us? Absolutely.
Kim, I love you, and I'm more than willing to respect all the space and freedom.
About that,
And you love me?
Well, yes, very much.
Well, then, Kim, will you marry me?
Yes.
Will he really ask?
Yeah, will she accept?
Yes.
That was very convincing. You're very good.
Thank you. So are you.
Tabitha the rat?
Hey, you choked her with a cracker.
Maybe we should start this over. Hi, my name is Joe Sterling. It's a pleasure to meet you.
I'm Mary O'Donnell, and the pleasure is mine.
Would you like to go somewhere? We can sit and talk over some coffee.
I'd love to. Oh, and just to let you know, I don't generally make out with a man on a first date.
Me neither.